Hello, everyone, and welcome to our SAP Let's Talk Data podcast, the evolving role of MDM in modern data management. My name is Corrie Birkeness. I am from SAP Product Marketing, and we have a really exciting new podcast for you today. We decided to try out Google Notebook LM, along with a new thought leadership paper, Modern Master Data Management and its Role in Data Fabric and AI. So what you're going to hear for the next 6 minutes or so is a completely AI-generated podcast. There have been no edits made, and that paper that I mentioned as input. It is really quite impressive. So here we go.
All right, so you're wading through articles on modern data management, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe even tackling that SAP white paper, the one modern MDM and its role in data fabric and AI.
Yeah.
And you need to know, like ASAP.
Of course.
Well, that's what we're doing right now. We're diving into all of it so you can, crush that next meeting, impress your coworkers.
Right.
Or even just feed that data curiosity. You have it.
And trust me, this isn't just some passing tech trend. This stuff is completely changing how businesses work, from the ground up.
Yeah, no kidding. The data world is changing faster than, it's changing incredibly fast.
Mm-hmm.
Data fabrics, generative AI, it's a lot. So we're cutting through the noise to bring you those aha moments, those insights that make you think, hold on, why isn't everybody talking about this?
Exactly, because honestly, understanding all of this isn't just about staying ahead, it's about making better decisions, period.
Love to hear it. Okay, so let's jump in with something that seems kind of basic, but is really the foundation of everything we're talking about. Master data management, MDM.
Right, MDM.
And I know what you're thinking, MDM. I've heard that before. What's the big deal?
Well, that SAP document spells it out. Get MDM wrong, and it'll cost you. Literally. We're talking an average of 15% in lost revenue because of bad data decisions. 15%.
Okay, 15% definitely has my attention. How do we avoid becoming another statistic? What is it about MDM that's so crucial?
Think of it like this. Every business runs on data, right?
Yeah, totally.
Customer data, product data, financial data, it's the lifeblood. But too often, that data is all over the place. Different systems, errors, inconsistencies. MDM is about fixing that mess. It's about creating a single source of truth that everyone in the business can trust.
So instead of having customer data scattered between sales, marketing, customer service, each with their own version of the truth,
you have one unified view. That's the golden record that SAP document keeps mentioning. And it's not just about a clean database. It's about trust. Trust in your data, trust in your decisions, trust in the insights you're using to move forward.
And without that trust, you're kind of flying blind, right? You could be making decisions based on data that's outdated, inaccurate, or just plain wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
No wonder that 15% figure is so high.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've cleaned up our data with MDM. But then there's this other term, kind of futuristic sounding, data fabric.
Great. Data fabric.
Sounds like something out of Star Trek, right?
Well, it's definitely a big step. See, the way I understand it, the way the SAP document explains it, data fabric, it's not about putting all your data in one place, not like those old data warehouses.
Yeah.
It's more about connecting all your data, wherever it is.
So instead of one giant library for all our books,
Yeah.
we have a map that tells us where every book is in every library.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it. But here's the thing. A map's only useful if it's accurate. And this is where MDM and data fabric connect, because the document makes this really clear. A data fabric, it needs good data. High quality, well managed. That's how it really works.
Makes sense. So you could have this amazing data fabric all set up, but if the data itself is a mess, because the MDM is bad.
It's like having a fancy sports car, but with a terrible engine, all the bells and whistles, but it's not going to win any races.
Yeah, I see what you mean. You need both.
Yeah.
The well-maintained engine, that's MDM, and the high-performance car, that's the data fabric.
Exactly.
But then we've got this other thing to think about. And it's huge. Generative AI.
Right.
Everyone's talking about ChatGPT, DALL-E. It's like AI is going to change, everything.
It probably will. But the SAP document, it brings up something important about AI and data quality, something people don't always get. These AI models, incredibly powerful, but they completely rely on the data they learn from.
So back to the car analogy, we could have the best AI driver in the world, But if we give it bad directions...
It's going to get lost. Doesn't matter how good of a driver it is.
Which brings us back to MDM.
Always does.
Garbage in, garbage out, right?
Exactly. And with AI, the garbage out problem, it gets way worse. The document even uses this term hallucinations. Like, the AI can give you wrong information, misleading stuff, if it's trained on bad data.
So we got to be really careful with the data we use, especially with AI in the mix.
Absolutely. And that's where MDM is more important than ever. Think about it. Would you trust an AI that learned from, like, random stuff on the internet, or one that used your company's data that's been cleaned up, managed through MDM?
Well, when you put it that way, I think the choice is pretty clear. So we've gone from organizing data with MDM to connecting it all with data fabric. And now we're talking about AI to make sense of it. What's the main takeaway here? What ties it all together? It's like MDM is the unsung hero.
Yeah.
Of the whole data world. It's not flashy or anything, but it's what makes everything else work.
That's a great way to put it. Data fabrics, AI, it all goes back to MDM. It's how we make smarter decisions, more trustworthy decisions. And in a world run by data, that's everything.
And we're not just talking tech companies here, right?
Yeah.
This is like every business, every industry.
Every single one. That SAP document, they made a really good point, actually. They talked about this retail company that completely changed how they did MDM.
Oh.
And the results were huge. They had a 20% increase in their online sales because they were giving better recommendations, personalized recommendations, all because of clean, accurate data.
20%. Now I really get it. It's not just about like avoiding problems. It's about finding opportunities you wouldn't even have otherwise.
Exactly. That's what gets me excited about all of this. It's a totally new way of thinking about how businesses work, how they connect with their customers, make decisions, and it all starts with good data management.
So for anyone listening, and maybe they're feeling a little overwhelmed by all this data fabrics, AI, the future of data, what's the one thing you'd want them to remember?
Don't underestimate good data. Simple as that. And don't underestimate what good data management, what MDM can do for your business, whether you're just starting out or you're already neck deep in AI algorithms. That foundation of clean, reliable data, you can't skip it.
It's like that saying, the only constant is change. The data world's always changing, but MDM, that's a constant we can rely on.
Absolutely. And honestly, the more things change, the more important that strong foundation becomes.
Well, there you have it. Your deep dive into the wild world of modern data management, from the unsung hero, MDM, to the incredible potential of data fabrics.
And don't forget AI. We're living in the future.
We are. We actually are. But that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for exploring with us.
Keep those data gears turning, everyone. And if you want to learn more, you know what to do.
Until next time.
Thank you, everyone, for listening in to our SAP Let's Talk Data AI-generated podcast discussing the evolving role of MDM in modern data management. I encourage everyone listening to look at the additional resources, including that full thought leadership paper. Those are available within the description. We would also enjoy your comments on this rather unique podcast. And please do subscribe to the series to stay tuned for new episodes, as well as get caught up on the ones you may have missed. Thanks again, and be well, everyone.